you were a boxer in your former years?
I was pretty good too.
And your boxing abilities came in handy when you worked for Mr. Dorr, didn't they?
No, I never actually had to use them, but people knew I was a boxer and that was pretty much enough.
You weren't the only person working for Dorr in your capacity, isn't that so?
No, he's got a couple other guys.
There's another guy, Artie Monahan, correct?
Yes.
You used certain devices to help you convince people. Things like brass knuckles, knives, and a 9mm Glock, isn't that so?
Well, I didn't have to actually use them, but I showed them, and that was enough.
And Mr. Foy, you have a cousin named Lucky or Lucius Fox, isn't that so?
Lucky Fox? Yes.
Your cousin Lucky has some kids with medical problems.
Yeah.
Objection, relevance. Your Honor, it goes to show a further relationship between Drake Foy and the deceased. If you'll allow me a little latitude, you'll see the connection.
The witness is testifying to parties that are not relevant, parties that have nothing to do with this case.
Your Honor.
Does the person have something to do with the case, or does it have something to do with this witness's state of mind?
Yes, Your Honor. It has something to do with this witness's state of mind because it has, this witness under oath in his affidavit told the court that,
Objection, counsel is testifying.
Well, you have an objection to the question, so she's proffering an explanation, so. Continue, please.
this will go to show a connection between a family member, between Mr. Dorr and, Mr. Dorr as in the deceased Mr. Dorr, Al Dorr, and the witness.
And what does that connection, what's the proffer on that connection, and what's the point of it?
It goes to the state of mind of the witness, and his general attitude about Dorr.
And that's relevant why? His attitude about the deceased, another witness, whatever, why is that relevant?
It goes to show a motive, a possible motive for the witness, which causes reasonable doubt for
A motive for what?
a motive for killing the witness.
This witness
Yes.
could have killed
Yes.
the person that your client's charged with killing?
Yes. And you'll see why if you'll allow me a little latitude.
Very briefly.
Thank you, Your Honor. So your cousin Lucky borrowed money from Dorr, isn't that so?
Yes.
And Lucky had trouble paying that money back, isn't that so?
Yes, I suppose, yes.
And because of that, Dorr had Lucky roughed up?
Yeah.
Thank you. So after Al Dorr's death, isn't it true that you had decided to collect on debts still owed to Dorr, calling it settling those accounts?
I'm not going to answer that question on the grounds I might tend to incriminate myself.
Your Honor, in preliminary trials, this witness was granted full immunity.
People have a response to that? Was this witness granted immunity with regard to this line of questioning?
Yes, he was.
And the witness, so what do you want me to do?
I would like you to instruct the witness to answer.
Mr. Witness, if you refuse to answer that question, you'll be held in contempt of court summarily by the court and be incarcerated.
Thank you, Your Honor. Would you like me to...
And I don't have the key to let you out if it So, answer the question.
So you plan to settle Dorr's accounts after he died?
I was going to collect the money people owed him for him, yes, for his family.
Thank you. And in doing so, you could end up being the next Al Dorr, taking over his business, couldn't you?
Objection, relevance.
I'm sorry, what's the objection?
Relevance?
Your Honor, it still goes to motive of this
What motive?
witness.
Of this witness to kill the deceased?
Yes.
Response?
Withdrawn.
Judge, I'd like to answer that. She's trying to pin this on me.
Your Honor, he was
You were granted immunity, so quite frankly, I would answer every single question that you can, and They can't use it against you.
They can't put me in jail for this?
No, sir.
All right.
Not if you answer truthfully,
I always tell them.
so with regard to the things that you were granted immunity for.
Would you like me to repeat the question?